So one of the most inconsistent parts of YouTube are the notifications. Let's say you find a YouTuber that you like, Deep Humor, seems like a weird guy, but whatever. You leave a like on the video and you subscribe, and now you have an option to turn on the notifications from all, personalized, or none, and you decide to turn it to all, right? Well, YouTube has now revealed that even if you subscribe to a YouTuber with all notifications on, sometimes they're just not going to send you the notifications on purpose. Yep, you heard that correctly. They have been conducting a test since 2025 where even if you subscribe to someone with all notifications on, sometimes they're just not going to send you the notifications. They released a YouTube help post stating basically, we are continuing to run a small experiment that will impact viewers who are subscribed to a channel and have set the notifications to quote all for the channel. Viewers who haven't recently engaged with a channel despite having being sent recent push notifications will not receive push notifications in the experiment. Notifications will still be available via the notification inbox in the YouTube app, and the content will still be viewable on the subscriptions feed on both desktop and mobile, but channels that upload infrequently will not have their notifications affected. Actively engaged viewers with push notifications enabled on their device will continue to receive them, no change. So basically, whatever YouTube's definition of recently engaged is, if you aren't interacting with your favorite YouTuber's videos when you were getting sent a push notification, YouTube will consider you essentially like an inactive subscriber, and even if you have all notifications on, YouTube is just going to stop sending you notifications to that channel. So even if you have all notifications on and you never unsubscribe, you're just not going to get their uploads on your phone anymore. And their justification is viewers who turn on all for tons of channels get overwhelmed. And instead of turning off one channel, they shut off YouTube notifications entirely. So YouTube would rather stop sending notifications to inactive users. But that is really stupid. And here's the problem. I'm going to get into my own opinion here in a minute, but this is just from a YouTuber named Waz. So the problem, most creators have a lot of passive subscribers, people who watch every now and then, but not every video. I feel like they'd still want notifications for their favorite YouTubers. Keep in mind, this is just a test, not fully rolled out. However, usually whenever YouTube is testing a really bad feature, they tend to roll it out even when people say that they don't want it. Here is my opinion. I'm going to keep it very simple. I just subscribed to a YouTuber. I turned all notifications on to all. I want to receive all notifications. Do what I fucking tell you, YouTube. I just told you to send me all notifications on the channel. Why would you change it without telling me? Am I crazy here? Is that not just common sense? I mean, the whole thing of, oh, well, you're not really interacting with them. Well, dude, that's my fault, right? That is my own fault. And if my feed or whatever is full of videos that I don't interact with, that's my problem. Why the hell would you hurt the YouTuber themselves by not having notifications go out to their subscribers? And as usual, YouTube, who does not explain anything properly, they say viewers who haven't recently engaged with a channel. What does that mean? They haven't watched a video in a day, a week, 2 weeks, a month? Sometimes shit happens, man. Sometimes life happens. Sometimes you go on a vacation for a week or two. Sometimes you don't have access to the internet. Sometimes you're busy with something. Sometimes you're going through something in your life, like experience some loss or something like that, and you just don't want to go on YouTube. So what, if I have a favorite YouTuber that I watch or that you guys watch and you don't watch their videos for a little bit, YouTube will just stop sending you notifications to their channel? What kind of stupid ass update is this? And it's just really dumb with the type of updates that YouTube comes out with. They just straight up said that, yeah, by the way, if you're not recently engaged with the channel, then you're just not going to receive push notifications. What the hell, man? So just in case you don't have notifications on for any channel, which you should reconsider, especially on my channel, this is what it's normally like. So under normal settings, choosing all notifications means a subscriber is notified about every uploaded channel post, every single one. That includes regular videos, shorts, and sometimes even live streams. However, in YouTube's new test, which I hope they don't go through with, but they likely will because YouTube loves to make updates that we don't like, YouTube may pause those alerts if a viewer has not recently watched, liked, or commented or otherwise engaged with a particular channel. The change currently applies only to certain accounts. Like I said, all the time, YouTube will roll out changes that are really bad, and even when people don't want them, they end up rolling it out globally anyways. Once again, if I choose to have all notifications on a channel, let me take care of that on what videos I will watch and not watch. What is the point of this button to push all notifications on a channel if you're not going to send me all notifications on the channel? This is like a fucking lie. You're basically lying to me on this update. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, man. No wonder a bunch of YouTubers have been talking about the fact that the algorithm has changed and they feel like they're just not getting a lot of views anymore. Yes, I understand that the vast majority of YouTube views don't come from notifications, but a lot of people look at their numbers very significantly and closely, and a lot of times if they experience like a short downfall in viewership, they're unable to figure out why. Well, now we know why, because YouTube is secretly running these tests where they're just going to not send notifications to people who are watching your channel even after they subscribe with all notifications on. It's crazy. And YouTube's justification, again, doesn't make any sense. YouTube says many viewers turn on all alerts for multiple channels and later feel overwhelmed. Instead of updating settings for individual creators, some users simply turn off notifications for the entire app. When that happens, creators lose contact with their audience altogether, blah, blah, blah. YouTube claims they're doing this to reduce the number of people who disable app notifications completely, but I feel like that's something that helps them more out than it helps us. Regardless of whether we're watching YouTube or not, YouTube just wants us to be on the app, and that way they can push all their advertising to us, and that way they can just make sure that they have all that usage time. But it's just like a crazy update, and it makes me feel like I'm going crazy for having a problem with this, but I assume that all of you guys are gonna have a problem with this as well. When I activate a freaking feature on your website, let me use the feature on your website. Why are you trying to take it away from me without me knowing about it? It's just crazy. Like, if YouTube was going to do something like this, wouldn't it have made sense for them to be like, oh, we noticed that you haven't been watching this person's videos in a while. Would you like to update your notification settings? And then you can put yes or no. At least that way they can at least communicate with us, which is something that YouTube is infamously shit with. They just always make these random ass updates without telling us anything, and it's just so annoying. The only assurance that YouTube is given is to channels that upload infrequently. For the channels that upload regularly a lot, then they are actually have something to be worried about, because now a lot of times people are going to be basically saying that they won't get notifications for a channel. And keep in mind, this is an experiment that YouTube has been running since 2025. Well, that explains why a lot of YouTubers, including myself, will get comments nowadays where people will say, wow, I actually didn't get notified for this video. Now, that has been a problem on YouTube for years, I will admit. A lot of people have always talked about the fact that they don't get notified properly for YouTube videos. But at that point, it was just speculation on whether it was like a bug from YouTube or maybe something else was going on. But now we actually know that YouTube has been doing it on purpose. Once again, when it comes to things that YouTube is just infinitely bad at, and they always have been, probably always will be, is communication. What does recently engage mean? Tell me what that means. Like I said, I don't know if that's a day, a week, a month, or whatever. And like I said, a lot of people have real life stuff going on. It's not like we just sit on YouTube every single day. People go on vacation. People lose access to their phones, computers, internet, stuff like that. Life happens. So essentially disabling people's notifications for their favorite viewers when they have them set to all, it's just such a weird change. And the whole argument even behind doing it, I feel like doesn't make any sense, because they basically say, if we don't do this, then a YouTuber's notifications will be flooded and they're more likely to disable all notifications to begin with. Okay, well then why are you guys punishing people who might actually be watching those videos? There could be people who are watching those videos and they are interacting with their favorite channels, but maybe they just needed to take a break off of YouTube for some reason. Now they're going to come back on YouTube, and unless they physically go on the person's channel themselves, they're not going to get any push notifications to see when they uploaded. It's just like little changes that YouTube makes like this. It just makes no sense to me. And it's one of those things where YouTube is just such a juggernaut and they have no competition that they can just always make dumb little changes like this, where even if you press all notifications on a channel, they're just not going to send you all notifications. Which is why I wanted to talk about some YouTube alternatives. So I understand that Odyssey and Rumble are out there, but the problem with Rumble is it has a lot of political content and it's full of AI. And the problem with Odyssey is that they are running it ad free, so actual content creators on the website can't really make any money. Well, there is one new YouTube alternative that is going to be coming out very soon that you guys should be excited for, because it is anti-AI. It is going to be minimal ads. You're going to actually have human reviews for things, and it's also going to have a good copyright system run by actual people. See, I don't want to get into it too much in this video because, like I said, I'm going to make another video where I'm breaking it down in detail. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know that there is hope out there. There is a brand new YouTube alternative that is going to be out soon, and it is really good. I've seen it personally. I've actually talked to the person who's developing it, and the good news is it's non-exclusive. So people who decide to upload there can also still upload on their normal YouTube channels as well. So yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. YouTube is not sending out notifications in the way that their settings say that they should be, and is potentially resulting in people getting a lot less viewers. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more. See ya.